All right, all right, all right, all right. Let those notifications go out. Yes, we made it. Motivational Monday. That's right, everybody. Because I'm going to share with you all some more about how God revealed this to me as I am paying closer attention to the small details, right? That's what happened, chosen one. When we get in God's reality and the spiritual awakening, we start really paying attention to stuff. Hey, yeah, even the small stuff. Remember, even the small stuff can tell a big story because we know how the narcissists inside that matrix, how they love to compare people against each other. And we did it during a season or so until we realized that what's the point? Because when we know who we are in Christ and that we can be our authentic self, well, then so be it. Unapologetically. There we go. So while those notifications go out, I'm going to do our usual check here. You know, even if we don't get up here until a few minutes after the time slot, that's why I say around 4 p.m. Eastern time. Everything is around, all right, when we go live. Because another thing to take into consideration about that is that when I hit the go live button, it can take a minute or so to connect. So it's always going to be around. And then, you know, a lot of times we like to make sure we use the restroom before we get up here. Hey, keeping it real with y'all. Okay, but yeah, the matrix and how it tricks a lot of people into playing the comparison game. Now, we're going to discuss, we're going to discuss the ways that we do some comparing, but not for the reason that the enemy would want us to. The chosen one. We learned that, okay, if I'm doing a comparison, I'm going to say, okay, I've got this brand of pomegranate tea. Let's see if we like it. Okay, smile. All right, and so then I have another brand that's got some pomegranate in it. I know I like it, but that's the kind of thing. Is it soothing? Is it going to provide that nutrition that we're looking for? That's what we're after. Okay, that's acceptable because we're going to do stuff like that. But what we don't need to be doing is comparing ourselves to other people. All right, we got to knock that off because God made us perfect in His image. Remember that. God made us perfect in His image. In other words, exactly how He intended to create us. So, again, when you go take a look at yourself, you're looking at God's creation. God sees it. It's good just the way it is. Y'all are beautiful just the way you are. But see, the enemy don't want you to know that because the enemy wants you to have low self-esteem. The enemy wants you to have low self-confidence because the enemy knows that once you develop that healthy level of self-confidence, that you're going to start showing up and shining that light. He don't want that. But again, God is always in full control. So you got to keep on keeping on. Part of trauma healing is that we knock off a lot of those silly behaviors, comparing people to people. No. All right, that we got to outgrow that because that's what the narcissists do. They're the ones who like to compare people to people because for them, it's all a game. I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA's Motivational Monday show, streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance and Facebook at Consulting for Heightened Awareness, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center while combating radio frequency for healthier living. Trauma healing and spiritual growth occur here and at CHAacademybtbw.com. Yes, with God's wisdom, basic scientific facts, tried and true technique, and more. The link is listed below for quicker access. Some of you all may need to copy and paste that link to view what CDHRWDRMD offers to help you level up your trauma healing and spiritual growth. And so, as a reminder, for those who may not be familiar with the structure of our Motivational Monday show, it is structured for advertising. So I will see, because I'm on Facebook and YouTube, so I will check the comment as they come in. So make sure that I acknowledge y'all on Facebook too. Okay. We're working on that. I thank you for your patience. So if I have missed any of you on Facebook in the comment during the live stream on any of the streams that we stream to Facebook, I do apologize. All right, we are going to get much better at it. It's just we go live on YouTube far more frequently. So anyhow, that's that. No excuses, but we're working on it. Okay. There's always room for improvement. Hang tight. Hang tight. All right. I see y'all. All right. We'll get to it. But God says we got to stop. As part of trauma healing, because let's face it, what's that going to do? If you continue to compare yourself to other people, yeah, that eventually to envy, jealousy. Those are demon spirits. Yes. If we continue to compare ourselves to other people, eventually that's going to lead to envying and jealousy. Those two demon spirits. Remember what God says about envy, right? He said, where strife and envying are, there will be confusion and every other evil works. Well, no wonder the Matrix tricks people into comparing people against people, because that's what it leads to, envy and strife. And then let's not forget the one-upmanship game that the narcissists like to play. Oh, yeah. Oh, I caught on to this, and it did strike me as odd before God awakened me to one of the narcissists that I was with. And he had a buddy who would get a boat, and then all of a sudden, now he wants the boat. But he wants one that's better than the buddy's boat. I'm like, what's that? What is up with that? Now we know. That's that one-upmanship game that narcissists like to play. But at the time, it struck me as odd. But I didn't know about narcissism or any of that. I didn't realize that I didn't realize that I had said I do to an angry narcissist. We know now. And that's why we're divorced. So, anyhow, glory be to God. Yeah. Yes, congratulations. I want to congratulate all y'all who were able to successfully divorce the narcissist. Don't say you're a narcissist. They don't belong to you. So that's why I also want everybody to be mindful of that as well, real quick. When referring to these narcissists, they are not ours. So we do not need to say my narcissist. That's like taking ownership or possession of them. No, they belong to the devil. So we got to work on not saying my narcissist. No. Because they don't belong to us. They're not ours. They're Team Devil in the Matrix. So the Matrix does this subliminally. Think about it. You go to the store and there's several brands that make the similar product. And on the front, what does it do? Yeah. It says compare to the active ingredients in like the top tier brand, or what's considered top tier, whatever. Okay. And so over time, while there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you've got your mindset right, okay, nothing wrong with that. but you got to make sure your mindset is right. So we realize narcissists, their mindset's not right. So over time, right? So over time, that convinces them that playing the game of comparison, because you can do it with products, but oh well, why not people, right? They're the one. Oh my goodness, this is classic. I remember seeing an ex-psycho roommate and his biological siblings and some of his buddies like sit around the table and they would compare their health issues to one another. I did. I knew that was really strange. I was like, why? You know, before I knew about radio frequency. So I was like, why that? Yeah, that's weird. I did. I was like, that is just plain weird. But they do. They'll sit around the table and compare their health issues, playing the one-upmanship with how many pills they have to take. Yeah, that's the narcissist for you. And I'm like, But that's what they do. And that's what the Matrix teaches them to do. To compare themselves to other people. And yeah, to each other also. It's like, right, remember when we were kids, right? And they would say, I know you, right, when we were kids, and you played that game, I know you are, but what am I? Right? Okay, well, chosen one, we outgrow that. And so, yes, I do see that the Wi-Fi is acting a little bit funky, but thank you for understanding. Stay with me. It comes back sometimes. Whatever. Digital demon. It is what it is. It has its days. But that's what they do. They like to sit around and compare each other against each other. Compare people. And it's like, why? Chosen one, as we grow and mature, like we're supposed to, we're like, why? God made each and every one of us unique, but in his perfect image. And so we don't want to allow the enemy to trick us into becoming envious or jealous. I don't know about y'all, but I know for me, anytime I would sense that jealousy feeling, now I know it's not coming from me. I've known that for years. It's coming from them. And it is a very yucky, negative, So we don't let that anywhere near us. Because it's like, no, yuck. It's a very negative and definitely low vibing, but yeah, uncomfortable. Because it's like, it's not normal for chosen one. We typically don't go around with that. We don't have the demon spirits on the inside. No, we don't. We have narc fleas when we get out of the situation. They try to get in there, but we learn not to let them because we overcome those triggers. That's part of trauma healing. See, that's the other thing. If we're still comparing ourselves to other people, that can lead to more triggers. Yeah, so we want to not do that. Okay? As part, in a way, it's detoxing from trauma. In many ways, when we learn to not let those demon spirits get on the inside. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, even a tinge of that jealousy. Hey, you know what? Yeah, jealousy can be one of the worst. I would say hate, anger, and jealousy. Those three. Yeah, those are the worst out of the demon spirit package. I would say definitely. I mean, they're all bad, but obviously. But yeah, so as we're overcoming those triggers, we're detoxing from the trauma. So stay tuned, all right, to learn more about how the Matrix tricks them into playing the comparison game inside the game of narcissism when we come back. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and ready to take back control of your health? CHA Academy, BTBW.com has a course for you. CHA Academy's How to Detox from Trauma Nutrition course will provide you with fundamental tools and information to help you overcome traumatization from radio frequency poisoning and narcissistic abuse. We are subjected to toxicity from radio frequency and narcissism daily. Detoxing from the trauma is part of CHA's combat against radio frequency poisoning for healthier living. You can learn more about the How to Detox from Trauma Nutrition course at CHAacademybtbw.com and clicking on all courses. The link to the academy is also listed below for quicker access. I look forward to seeing you at CHA Academy, where iron sharpens iron with fellow spiritual warriors for Christ. Sending love and light always. Welcome back. All right, everybody. Yes. Okay, so the Matrix. Yeah, see that? Detox course. And there's fun facts that are available also that tie into the detox course inside the community forum. Okay, you all, when you enroll in the course and you become a member at CHA Academy, you get access to the community forum where we are active in there. Okay, and so for whoever may be waiting on a check-in, thank you for your patience. I will get to you this evening. Okay, yeah, absolutely. It's just I had to run some errands earlier today that were very, very important, and also God revealed another plug, if you will, to me, because I've been wondering about something. Like, I know where I'm at in the season of detox. Right? I know where I'm at, and I know how long certain things should take to level back out. And it was like, I know what season I'm in. But I was like, so why is that still doing that? And so, right, when I leaned on the shopping cart, God said, bingo. I went, aha! That's been the culprit all along. So guess what? That's right. We got some ointment going on. Okay. Anyhow, let's keep on keeping on. Well, okay. Listen. So in my circumstance, yes, we are healing from bruises. And bruises do heal. Absolutely. And so there's things we can do to help them. And that's hyper rash ointment, chamomile tea or chamomile extract or both. Okay, because remember, the body, the physical body, going through some stress. I got basil plants out there. And so I was standing out there, just in one position. I was cleaning them up, because some of the leaves, well, they didn't make it. So I pulled them off, right? Especially when they start growing into each other, okay? They get smothered, so I got to go in there, and I got to pick the dead one, get the dead leaves out, get the ones that are turning, that just didn't make it, so I can spread them out, open it up, give the new growth some breathing room. And so I was probably in that position like that, right, with my arms up, picking it up for probably, I would say, no more than 10 minutes, but that's still a long enough time to come back in here and go, why is my circulation acting funny? I was like, because I can feel it. See, once you're detoxing and you start to notice an improved circulation, because remember, radio frequency is designed to hinder it. Okay, only if, mind you, listen, radio frequency can only negatively affect us that way with our circulation when the conditions on the inside of our bodies are right. Meaning the heat has to be higher than it should be. We gotta have fatty tissue where there's metal molecules being stored. That's the only way that any of that's going to work, is if we have that stuff on the inside. But see, if our body is circulating the way it should be, and the elimination of these toxins are because it's relatively quick. The enemy knows this. That's why he's got to zap everybody at least once a week. Come on now. Common sense. He's got to zap everybody at least once a week. Keep their ANF numbed so they don't know that they're being radio frequency poisoned. For mind control. All right. So I knew, because when you start to notice the improvement, and then you start to notice it acting up a bit funny, you go, wait a minute, what was that? So I was asking God, because that's the second time it happened, because I'm tending to my basil plant. And I was like, okay, that's strange. Why? All I was doing was, and I said, well, the sun was shining, and it felt good. Okay. So I was like, And so that's why God said, go to this Walmart before you go to your P.O. box. And I was like, okay, I like that one. It's pretty organized. Okay. Yeah, it is, believe it or not, far better organized. I'm not trying to play the comparison game, but you can't help but notice stuff like that. That Walmart is far more organized than some of the other ones I've been in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, all part of that matrix. But I was like, okay, yeah. He said, I want you to go there first. I was like, all right, okay. And when God said that, because I was originally going to go to the one I usually go to here. He said, no, I want you to go there before you go to the P.O. box. Okay. So he could reveal that to me, because I asked him, I was still trying to figure out what would cause that, aside from the fact that, because I was moving, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like I wasn't moving, but it's the position that my hands were in. Because, exactly. I know, I was like, oh! That just made so many more dots connect. And I was like, see, once we hear of something like that, we know what to do about it. So, yeah. Anyhow, so I just wanted to share the good news with y'all, because that's good news. God answered me. He showed me, it's like, okay. And then, of course, I was like, boy, that would have been, but I get it. There's a reason. Of course, I went there. I was like, that would have been nice to know about a while ago. However, God says, I know you. He said, I knew you were going to think that. But he said, we're not playing no woulda, shoulda, coulda. Everything's on God's time. So we're thankful that he reveals it when he does. Because there were some other areas that he needed me to start getting a little heavier on the self-care first. Because while we sleep, even those have been on the mend for a while anyhow. Everything has, right? Remember, while we sleep is when we heal the best. So it makes sense. Oh, okay. He's like, he could have revealed these things on his time now, because he needed me to get to a point where, okay, we know that, and we have to change our thinking about a few things too. Never forget that. But we don't need to be out there comparing ourselves to other people. Okay? No. That also tricks us into self-sabotage. Oh man, let me tell y'all, that's one of the first things I learned as a content creator. As I was listening to some very wise YouTube gurus. That's right. Okay. And a shout out to Roberto Blake and Daniel Batal, because, and then also Think Media, because they give great advice about this. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare your channel to other channels, because that's going to cause you to give up and give in. Right? Absolutely. Of course it would. Total classic trick of the enemy. Because that doesn't go you anywhere. You're not going to grow if you continue to compare yourself to others. Right? That's one of the first things that I learned about content creation, is that you can't do that. So how I do my live streams doesn't have to be the same way as how someone else does their live stream. we're doing our live stream, we're doing our content the way that God guides our steps to do it. Because the content that we put out for consulting, coaching, trauma healing, I am a trauma specialist after all. So, yeah, and so circling around all of that, okay, from the narcissism and everything else, that we cannot be out here comparing ourselves to others, because over time doing that will lead us into self-sabotage, which is ultimately what the devil wants, right? Remember that. If he can't get to us directly, he'll send one of them narcissists. If that doesn't work, he tries to get us to do it to ourselves, and that's one of the ways he likes to get us to do it to ourselves. Oh man, we've seen these narcissists. They compare their cooking to other people's cooking. That's right. Remember, they're the ones always thinking with their belly. So, absolutely, Chris. Thank you for pointing that out. Because as people continue to compare themselves to other people, and it can lead to that jealousy that can also, bring about paranoia. Absolutely. It's actually, you felt the zap. Yeah. Okay. It's not Vicks. It's Vaseline, petroleum jelly, and it is keeping the hair soft. Thank you. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. They got to find some way to zap everybody at least once a week. I know how they're doing it here. Yeah. We're going to have another inspection. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. See, we're already prepared. All right. Now that, okay, I'm going to get back to that when we come back after. Yeah, that's fine, Chris. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, it's not. No, it's not an allergic reaction. If you got your zap this week, it's take a deep breath and blink, and you'll feel it. Like walk around, get that circulation going. Remember what the radio frequency zapping is supposed to do, right? So it's not, I'm telling you, it's not an allergic reaction, okay? It is an RF symptom. So that's my tip. Remember. And you'll see them clear up. Oh yeah, you will. As you start moving and things like that, okay? And then if you have to, if you're around, and start speaking that hot air out. However you got to do it. I don't care what it looks like. Okay? It don't matter. You got to get that hot air out, because it's the radio frequency that heated up the inside again. Because remember, we're detoxing, so we still have just enough inside of our body, right, for it to affect us momentarily, but you're about to find out how quickly God restores. Okay? So each time, right, because we're eliminating while they're still zapping. However, if we have reduced our exposure, that's the top tip in that course, how to detox from trauma nutrition course. That's the top tip, is reducing our exposure where possible to radio frequency, especially in the very beginning. And then God over time will reintroduce us to where it's at. Because where I'm at now is the normal levels that are considered the healing frequency. So you'll know when that happens. Okay, because your body you'll know. Okay, you'll know, because you won't have those types of reaction anymore. All right. So there you go. That's your tip. Be moving around, get that circulation going. Okay. Even if you've got to Right. Even if you are in a small studio, you just got to do circles in your living room. I don't care how you do it. We got to do it. And then once we are finished detoxing and everything is at the level that God intended for it to be, and we are properly eliminating again, and in my case, I won't have any more bruises in the way, then those zaps will not have any more negative effects on us. In other words, the frequency cannot manipulate our autonomic nervous system anymore. Okay? So, there you go. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. So, then it becomes easier, right, to learn how to deal with these narcissists in any environment. All right, so stay tuned, all right, to learn more about that radio frequency and the matrix and playing the comparison game in the game of narcissism when we come back. Are you noticing toxic coworkers, aka narcissists? The course, How to Deal with Toxic Coworkers at CHA Academy is for you. You will learn 5 tried and true techniques for how to deal with toxic narcissists in any environment, at work, home, or in public. The course, How to Deal with Toxic Coworkers, is also a great addition to any employee training package for employers. Once equipped with these tools for dealing with toxic coworkers, you can fine-tune and tweak each step for dealing with narcissists in any environment. And if you need help with that, just reach out and the Godhead and I will help you. I look forward to seeing you at CHA Academy, where iron sharpens iron with fellow spiritual warriors for Christ. Sending love and light always. All right. Yeah, I'm responding to you in the chat, Chris. Ice packs. But now, if that persists for, I would say, more, if it persists, have them looked at if you need to, okay? But if you go ahead and try the ice pack, okay, yes, you can. Right, because you got to remember something, that the internal body heat, when it gets too high from that radio frequency, it hinders normal circulation. Remember the 2 areas of the body, right? The eyes and the genitals, where, yeah, it will affect first and foremost, because those are the 2 areas of the body where circulation tends to be not all that great for the most part. However, when you are detoxed, that's not an issue anymore. Okay? So remember that. It's the only thing that I can think of. All right? So if you don't start to see some improvement after you've started ice packing, okay, and breathing and moving around, okay, and then ice pack as needed. Don't put pressure there, but just ice pack, okay, cool it down a little bit. But that, believe it or not, cold actually promotes circulation, not the internal heat. Okay, not heat really does not promote circulation at all. Now, the sunshine, heat outside, the external, to help us sweat, helps us get rid of toxin, but the heat itself does not. I found that out through this whole journey so far. I've learned, because I was doing hot compresses there in the beginning. I was like, wait a minute. The heat on the inside of my body is already, we need to be cooling. And so, yeah, and if you are up to it, we need to cool it down. And if you're up to it, I highly recommend checking out some additional supplementation if you need it. Okay, because I can tell you that I know in my case, a little extra magnesium goes a long way. Help the elimination process. And of course, herbal tea. Okay, there's your fun fact right there that goes with the detox course. And you'll notice as air pockets continue to loose, okay, you'll feel the rumble. And as they continue to loose, that helps the excess heat get out as well. So my other tip there for whoever needs it is if you have to wear a hat for work, that's one thing. But as soon as you get the chance, remember the baby's soft spot when we're born, right? Okay, that's the area that gets targeted first with the radio frequency by LED lights, okay? You get mucus up there and then start cooking it. Yeah, over time it can turn into a callus. Right? Okay. That's what the enemy wants. So it's best. I figured out I got 2 barrettes now, right? The plastic. And the Lord told me, He said, I want you to leave this open. So the heat can come out. Top of the head, bottom of the feet. And then also anywhere where we have opening. Ha! Yes. And the eye. You know, you wake up, you got some gook there. Okay, that's got metal toxins in there. Get out. Okay. And then of course we know our elimination system there. The digestive system. And so that's another way that our body gets rid of excessive heat. And so you want to let it. You want to let your body get rid of that excessive heat. So where possible, sandal. Yep, sandal. And if you can find a nice cushy pair that massages your feet while you walk, oh, glory be to God, because that helps a lot. And and because each time you walk, right, you're allowing some of that heat to come out from the bottom of the feet, right? There you go. Each time you step up, you're allowing heat to escape. Because God did not design our body to hold on to excessive heat. He did not design our bodies to hold on to excessive anything. Seriously. He designed our bodies so strategically that the enemy knows that the process of elimination or duration of effect, if you will, as we learned in our forensic toxicology course, or program rather, okay, but that's what my master's degree is in, forensic toxicology. So meaning that, okay, I know about metal toxins and other, drugs and toxic substances. And I've got charts and graphs. So the duration of effect, meaning how long the symptom will last from a particular blast of frequency. And it's also going to depend on the level, the gigahertz or hertz, if you will. And so it's often going to be a high followed by a low that does the manipulating of the autonomic nervous system. So, but I will encourage anyone, if you experience those RF symptoms, I will seek God first. Okay, and just remember that ice packing to cool it down, because that's what swelling comes from too, is the internal heat, bloating and swelling. That's why we tend to, if we are exposed to certain things during the beginning, okay, and we come out of the door and we feel like we're carrying a water balloon, that's that fluctuation because of our internal body heat. So, Oh, yeah, you've been, okay. Yeah, okay. Yes, you've been putting a hot cloth. Okay, see, I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, don't, any of you, listen. Yeah, if you have something, a reaction to that radio frequency, you want ice packs, not hot packs, because that radio frequency heats from the inside out. Remember, that's what many people die from, is radio frequency poisoning, because it cooks them from the inside out. Yes. Well, see, that's the thing. Remember how we got to purge that subconscious, like we do on the Patreon channel too, okay? Because I'm finding out, remember the Matrix, everything's opposite in the Matrix than what it's supposed to be. See, when God awakened us to all of that, and it's us in the upright position where we're supposed to be, chosen one, we start to see this stuff. How the world lied to us and told us that exactly they would tell us do hot and cold compresses. Remember something, okay? Because I talk about this in one of the Patreon videos. Because I asked that question, I was like, whoa, hold on a second. I got a bruise there. What do we know about bruises? Well, they need nutrient for healing, right? Okay, why am I going to put a compression something on there that's only going to numb the area that made me forget that there's a bruise there? I would rather leave it open and put diaper rash ointment on it. Boom, 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 boom. Relax the muscles, increase the circulation. Ice pack. Because the ice pack helps shrink the metal molecules. The colder the temp, the smaller the molecule, the easier it is to get back into circulation, to get out of the body. But if you've got a bruise or a strain or a sprain or what have you, or if you're having a reaction like that and you're putting hot compress on the outside, the inside of your body is hot already. Because like I've said before, I can put my hand, okay, when my hand is nice and cool, I can put my hand where there's a bruise. I feel the heat coming from that particular area. That tells you a lot right there. I'm like, whoa, that's some heat. Why am I going to put hot on it? It's just going to... Yeah, because that's the thing I've noticed. See, a lot of people wouldn't know this because you got to pay attention to how your body is responding to things. Because the only time during this detox that I even experience a ping or pang is when the area gets hotter than it should be. As soon as I get back in here, and it works itself out while I'm walking, but then when I get in here, I take them socks off and I put my sandals on. The only time that I'll feel it again is if the internal body heat goes up. So I was like, why would I want to put anything hot on that? Why would I want to compress that? Because most of our compression items have what in it? Copper. What is copper? A metal. Go figure. So why am I going to do that? Oh, I did. I had some socks that were made for winter sock and infused with copper. Oh, we got rid of those. When we started learning about all this, we got rid of that stuff. We're like, oh, no. Because I don't want to numb that area. I want to know what's going on. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put stuff on there that's going to numb it. I'm going to ice pack it. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, because that radio frequency heat from the inside out. That's why I started drinking. This is cold water, cold bottled water, pomegranate tea. And I'm drinking cold tea, iced tea, if you will. Cooling down. Okay, cooling down. That's the important part. We got to get our body's internal temperature back where it's supposed to be in the normal range, the way that God intended for it to be, so that our autonomic nervous system wakes up. We become aware of it and how it's responding. Okay, taking it easy, one day at a time. Don't get tricked into thinking that just because you feel good at that moment, that no. You still want to take it easy because you still don't know. We're peeling back layers of an onion during the detoxing. I did get that article. I have not had a chance to look at it. Thank you for that reminder. I'm going to get to that. Right. Got to let your skin breathe. Right. We have to exactly. We've got to. That's another way for the body to get better regulated, for the internal heat to be normal. And I'm thinking that it'll be a good one to put in the community as well. Thank you, Chris, for reminding me of that. I'm gonna write that down. Okay, I did get the email. I just haven't had a chance to read that yet, but we're going to. And I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be a good one to put in there, because it lets us know, salt is a metal, and salt is what radio frequency needs to heat the body on the inside. With the metals are salt, right? Metals are salts, and salt is a metal. So all of that, right? This is why the other tip we have for detoxing is reducing that sodium intake a little at a time so that the excess can get out. We do still have to take some in because that helps to induce sugar, but how much? You need a baseline. And to help y'all, I found out that my baseline roughly lingers around 820 milligrams, give or take, which is not bad. That's actually pretty good. But I even had to reduce it even further for the detox because of other circumstances as well. And so now we know where the plugs are. And so we're tackling those. An ice pack. Okay, so there you go, everybody. Because you'll feel, once you start detoxing and they send out a blast of radio frequency, you'll feel it. It becomes noticeable to you. But don't panic, because it's not going to continue to have that same level of effect going forward. Remember, God restores even quicker each time. He sure does. And so, for any of you who want to learn more about all of that radio frequency we're talking about in the spiritual battle for the mind, you can do so for as little as $5 a month. Stay tuned to learn more as we wrap up this radio frequency and then touch on some important points about not comparing ourselves to other people when we come back. CHA's Patreon membership channel is another place you can support this ministry and work for as little as $5 a month. When you become a member of CHA's Patreon membership channel, you will unlock access to a lot of content that will help you purge that subconscious mind of worldly garbage to make room for more of God's wisdom. We have been lied to since birth about a lot of things. On CHA's Patreon membership channel, we make real-world connections to the spiritual realm and more. The link to CHA's Patreon membership channel is listed on the My Social page of the website at CDHRWDRMD.org, also linked in the description below. Thank you for becoming a loyal member of CHA's Patreon channel. Sending love and light always. There you go. There you go. There you go. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Well written and not too reality. Okay. Awesome. Because we've learned that there are some academic articles that can be quite word salady. I like that. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Let me go ahead and check over here and see if I need to say hello to anyone on Facebook. Because, yep. All right. Well, hello everyone on Facebook for whenever you catch this. How about that? But let's go ahead and recap, okay? No need to compare. No need to compare ourselves to others. God made us perfect in His image. So we don't need to compare ourselves to how others are doing things, how others look, right? We don't need to compare the things that we have with what they have. We don't need to be thinking about things that we don't have that they do have. Because when we can say, okay, you know what? I may not have this or that. So-and-so might. Okay, well, kudos to them. I'm going to look at what I do have and I'm going to give thanks. Because I have everything I need to keep going forward. So we don't focus on the lack. See, that's the other thing comparing does, is it gets people to focus on the lack thereof, okay? And to focus on what they perceive as being wrong with others and themselves. Okay, the only thing wrong with the narcissist, y'all, is they got that spiritual disorder. And it's called narcissism. They got the ignorant mindset. So, chosen one. You know, we learned that we don't need to do that. God said don't do that. In order for God to restore that, we got to stop comparing ourselves to other people. Okay? And that includes everything. So for content creation, I'm not going to compare my YouTube channel to my Mentor and Spirits channel. There's no reason to. She preaches and ministers and coaches the way she does, however God guides her to do it. And so we're doing it however God guides us to do it. Okay? Because we are a specialty. Okay? Our niche, trauma healing and spiritual growth from the traumatization associated with narcissistic abuse. Because it's all around us, just like radio frequency. Remember, the radio frequencies are used to manipulate that autonomic nervous system to get it traumatized. That's how we got trauma bonded to the wall. So that we would be more easily trauma bonded to the narcissist. So we got to break that. God's like, yeah, I'm going to restore by reversing. And so that is a wonderful way of how God works too. Okay? So again, when your body's internal heat, it's too high, it's trying to get out from the top of the head, you're going to feel a little bit of tingling. That's why God said, I need you to take this part and don't put any hair things there, right? Don't pull your hairs. Yeah, that's what he told me. He said, don't. He said, leave it alone. He said, keep, so we're going to be sporting a different style for a season or so. And that's fine. As we continue detoxing and God's upping the ante. Absolutely. Remember, when God does that, it's for a reason. That's right. We all have fine, unique qualities that others don't have. That's the way it's supposed to be. We're all supposed to be a little unique. Yeah, God meant for it to be that way. Whereas in the Matrix, they want everybody to conform. They want conformity, right? Because the enemy needs conformity because he likes predictability, you see. Because when the enemy can monitor more easily how humanity is responding to radio frequency manipulation, and then to the abuse on the societal level and on the individual level, when he can monitor all that, he can't do so if we're not predictable enough and if we're not conforming to the world. You see, chosen ones, we learn how to be less predictable. That's right. Another reason why God had me go to a different Walmart today, because I was going that way anyway to check my mailbox. So I was like, oh. He said, yeah, remember that Walmart? I said, oh, yes, I do. So keep that in mind, as you let God guide your step, and stop comparing yourself to other people, because you don't want to do that. We're supposed to have unique qualities others don't have. That's what makes it, I don't want to say the word fun, but that's what makes it interesting. You know what I mean? Chosen one, each one of us has. I mean, we share similar things, sure. Many of us know how to sing. I'm talking about other qualities. We have other areas that can help sharpen some areas in our fellow chosen one, iron sharpening iron. And that's what we do at CHA Academy, VTVW.com, y'all. So I highly encourage you. That's right. I know there's a lot of people who are not ready to face the truth that they've been lied to since birth. I understand that. Because a lot of people still don't know that they are being narcissistically abused on the societal level. They don't have a clue. And they don't realize that some of these social platforms, oh yeah, Facebook is doing it. Yeah. Giving out, let's just say, love bombs with a particular status, right? Because each time I go over there, and when I see, congratulations, your content got 2,000 some views this week. Okay. But see, somebody who is not aware that that is a narcissistic tactic to try to increase the dopamine, somebody who's not aware of that is going to increase their dopamine, and they're going to go brag. Right? God said that we're not to be boastful like that. And we learn the hard way. That's one thing I do remember going, hold on a second. As I start to grow and mature in undergrad, we had ceremonies after every single quarter for President Bliss and Dean Bliss. I'm like, well, that's fine. But I started to notice, like, why after every quarter? I mean, what? Aha! To prop people up on a pedestal. Right? I mean, okay, cool. Yeah, so I made the president list every quarter. That means I had a 4.0 GPA. Okay. That's fine and nice. And it really surprised me when, even in the current program, I had a success advisor tell me that it's pretty challenging to maintain a 4.0 all the way through. Now, in my master's, it was 3.9. But I was like, okay, but they make such an emphasis on our GPA while we're in college that a lot of employers don't even look at that. There might be some that do, but I was like, yeah, I don't see how that really matters. That cannot possibly measure our level of smarts. No, because God's wisdom, it triumphs over all of that anyway, every day, all day. But those who have that entitlement mindset are likely to let that go to their head. And they will brag about it. See, chosen ones are smart. Naturally. And I'm going to let you in on something. The only reason I was able to maintain a 4.0 in this journey is because a lot of the classes that I had to take to make it to the dissertation phase, a lot of the courses were very similar to the courses I took for my criminal justice bachelor's degree. Very similar. So I retained a lot of the information because forensics, right? The forensic side of it. So I was like, okay. So a lot of it came with ease because I remember what I learned. Plus, I still had my criminal justice textbooks to refer back to. And not only that, we learned how to skim through those articles that are a little bit word salady. So we can write the essay and get it done. Okay, everybody. So there you go. Just a little bit of transparency there at the towards the end. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. If everybody, well, that's why we start to see that these narcissists out here are extremely boring because they're all the same. Think about it. Right? They're all the same. They all engage in the same abuse. They're very, very, very routine. They're in a comfort zone. And so, yeah, that is boring. And so, yep, narcs want the worldly recognition as they can't achieve spiritual God's wisdom. That's right. But chosen ones, we can achieve both. Spiritual and the physical. As we're supposed to. All right. So there you go. Don't compare yourself to others. There's no need to do that. And we just keep on keeping on. All right. That wraps up this Motivational Monday message. And then some. All right, everybody. I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA's Motivational Monday show. Streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance and Facebook at Consulting for Heightened Awareness, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center while combating radio frequency for healthier living. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your support. Till next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.